Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Oh, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be putting out my videos in order because while I'm trying to step away from politics to get it off my mind so I can write more and work on my other projects, more racism, bigotry, sexism, and things come from the Republican Party. And I'm not saying, like, some people might say, oh, are Democrats perfect? No, not at all. It's like, I think we have one of the Democratic legislators or whatever. He's up for some kind of embezzlement for, I don't even know. It's like the New York guy or whatever. And it's like, yeah, so yeah. Democrats, no, we aren't. It's like I wish they would fight more for people's rights and everything, but at the same time, I have to remember it comes to a vote, and a lot of the times they have wonderful and amazing ideas and they try to put it up, but then Republicans vote it down. So that's one reason why. And if you do your research with the Obama presidency, because a lot of people are like, why didn't he do more for us? Yeah. Do you know how many items that would have helped the people failed because of Republican vote? That is simply the reason. It's like I might go like part of me is just like, you know what, do your own homework, because some people are going to believe me with information or not. But it's like, yeah, I was a nerd back then, and I remember sometimes I would look at some of the voting things and I was shocked because I saw so many different types of legislation that would have been absolutely amazing. And then I looked at the votes and then I saw why it failed. So, but yeah, Democrats, yeah, liberal progressives, like, yeah, we're not perfect. We have so much. And so, like, because even with the Supreme Court, like, another thing back with Obama, like, he should have picked one of the Supreme justices and everything. But then the Republican Party are like, no, it's too close to the presidency. And so they blocked it. But in that, it's like, so in one thing with the Republican Party, they don't go by the same rules, because the same man who said that it was too close to the presidency, like the same rule did not apply with Trump. Because when one of our great Supreme Court justices passed away months before the election, they rushed it, absolutely rushed it, and they didn't care. They had less time than Obama, but they rushed it. So part of me is kind of like, shouldn't we have a law? Shouldn't we have legislation so that it's like in writing? We have like the time limit so that it's fair for all, and not just the Republicans forcing their way through in order to take control, even though they know they're not being fair, and them promising that whenever there is a Democrat in office, they're going to do their best to vote everything down to make sure they look bad. They said it with Obama and they did it with Biden. Pay attention. So anyway, yeah, this is yeah, I'm into politics. You guys know this if you've been listening. But hi, hello, how are you? I talk about everything from, as you can tell, politics, current events, river racism, and catfishing, dating nightmares, and well, I'm going to be getting back to Reddit, but yeah, it's like also writing, business, investing, and I have my nerd channel, which I dive in a lot with. I'm going to do more, but anyway, hi, hello. It's like if you want to check out some of my other videos, you're more than welcome. But yeah, okay, let me get into this because ooh, I woke up highly irritated, and especially with my dating nightmares. Now I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm probably gonna put some of the screenshots from some of the Republican men in this video, because it's really irritating when Republican men try to call me a bigot because I will not date a Republican or Trump supporter. But Republican Trump supporter is not a race, nationality, or creed. So you're calling me racist? If you're gonna, if it's a ism, maybe political ism, if that's a thing. Like when it comes to dating, like, okay, I date to marry. I will never marry a Trump, and even date, because like we would get in arguments all the time. And I like, you don't even care about my rights, a woman's rights and everything. And then it's like, if you're going to vote for Trump, then it's like, yeah, let's just say the hate groups love him for a reason. He does not put down the racism and the racists for a reason. He always calls every other demographic or nationality, people of color, something out of their name, and his crowd applauds him. Have you ever heard him put down white people, especially white men? Because he'll put down women as a whole, and especially beautiful women, where he can grab them where he wants to and treat them like garbage and cheat on them and do whatever he wants with them, take advantage of them. Yeah, but so I don't know. It's just, yeah, I'm gonna put, yeah, and I've got some new ones too. And I like to repeat because I know some people are not gonna listen and watch all of my videos, but so I want to make sure some of these awful, cruel, ignorant, belligerent, racist, ableist, like sexist men, I want to make sure their messages are seen. So it's like they're not gonna. I'm not gonna repeat. Sorry, I'm not gonna repeat the same one on every single video. But if some of you have seen some of them before, I want to make sure they're seen. It's like I'm tired of, like, I after my dating nightmare, I, especially after dating Mr. No Heart for 7 years and having to face his Trump supporting family and his mother, like, cause okay, getting into the racism. His mother, the first night she met me, she looked me right in the eye and said, "The only reason you got into college is because you're black." But then her white son dropped out of college. And it's like, oh, and I'm going to tell the full story because, oh, it's like over time, I started realizing different things they were doing to me because they were like, especially since they're, well, in my opinion, they're no good racists who they love to try to like push you down if you're a person of color, but they try to do it in nonchalant ways where you might be like, why are they doing this? Oh, they're just trying to have fun. Oh, they're trying to get to know me. No, they're not. No, they're not. Because, okay, I just told you what she said to me about college, and then, oh, it's like I've said this. Well, one day I'm going to tell the whole story, but the night where she sat me down and she told me how each one of her children got arrested and ended up in jail, but then she looked at me and she was like, "It's my turn," and I was looking her right in the eye, like, "My turn for what?" And she was like, "Oh well, you need to tell me about the time you and your siblings have been arrested." And there was a long pause. Like, I'm looking at her like, um, so then I had to let her know none of us have ever been arrested. No, I don't have any stories for you. And really, this is an odd story. Like, I don't know why I guess you thought that you telling me about your kids being arrested, it's like me being black, you really want to know. It's like about the black kids. And like, since we're black, we must have been arrested. So you want to have my story so you can go back and tell your family members and everything. But when I told her that I've never been arrested and none of my siblings have, oh, she looked insulted. She looked absolutely. But then when I told her about the racism that I faced with police officers, she had the nerve to tell me with one of them, "Oh, well, he probably saw that you were so beautiful, so he had to figure out a way to pull you over." And I'm like, "He fondled me." She didn't care. And so that, yeah, and she didn't care until I said, "Okay, so when it happens to your youngest daughter," oh, then she tried to shut me up then. So yeah, but anyway, I have faced racism, especially with Trump supporters, on the dating apps with my ex's family, and even like with some of the jobs that I've worked, I've run into people, and they're just like, well, Trump is just going to try to fix your people. Hold up, wait, hold up, wait a minute. Fix, fix who? Like, fix how? What needs to be fixed? Because remember, you guys started this dilemma when you brought a boat over to Africa and kidnapped my people. You don't think that, like, yeah, some people don't think that is like historical trauma, but then within that trauma, separating families and everything like that, and then refusing to pay, like, well, slavery, but then even after when the slaves were freed, that's how the tipping system started, because they wanted to make sure that the newly freed slaves did not have were not going to be able to get paid a lot. And then the burning of like the black cities, there's 15 drowned cities in America where they used to be African American towns, but then they started doing really well and the racist white people hated it. And so they're like, you know what, we're going to go to the towns and we're going to hurt, eliminate, and burn down these towns. And then we're going to flood them with water to make sure that they cannot come back. We are literally gonna force them to have to start over because we want to make sure they never succeed. And then also, a lot of people don't even know about how the Irish started in America, because there was kind of like a slavery system with the Irish, but then after the African slaves were freed, they realized, oh, we need as many people as possible. We can't go by Italian, French, and all of this stuff. So we're just going to call ourselves white. And there's more white people than there are of the slaves. And that will make sure that we keep our dominance, that we keep power and everything like that. And so, yeah, when Trump says that he is going to ship a lot of people back and like take a lot of the immigrants and everything and, send them back and everything like that, pay attention. Pay attention. And so, okay, it's like I don't want this to be a long video, but it's just with what happened in New York last night, or on the October 27th. If you don't know our history, if you don't know the cultures, if you don't know, just if you're just ignorant, fine. And part of me feels like it's the ignorance that drives people over to vote for Trump, other than the racism, bigotry, misogyny, and sexism, ableism, all of that stuff. Because a lot of people, they love the isms, and they love that Trump accepts and adores the people who enjoy diving into the isms. So it's like the bullies and everything, like, yeah, they love him. So, okay, you do you, boo. But when it comes to Puerto Rico, it's like that's our territory. And you're going to have the nerve to like have a comedian like like call them garbage. How are you going to call, like, okay, these, for one, they're human beings. And that's one thing that bothers me, like even with the Ukraine war and different things like that. It's like life is a life is a life. And they say they're pro life, but they have no problem calling lives, people, living people garbage. They, I mean, they clapped, applauded, and like, I don't know how much laughter, but yeah, people did clap. You say you're pro life, you're not pro, like, I mean, yeah, it's like that one joke right there. That one right there proves my point. It's like in my dating app when I say I will never date a Republican or a Trump supporter, and these guys have the nerve. They call me a racist. But then some of the Republican men that write me and put me down are Black, are Hispanic, are Indian. And so I kind of think it's funny when I literally have these guys writing me, telling me how awful and evil I am for not being interested in them, when it's like, okay, they keep saying, oh, they're going to say that wasn't Trump though. But Trump is like, usually you can tell you can tell who somebody is by the crowd they allow around them, by the crowd that they are creating for themselves, by the friends that they put in their circle. And haven't you noticed there's been a lot of sexism, bigotry, racism, all the it, like, he surrounds himself a lot with the isms and with a lot of criminals, but okay, but really right now we're focusing on the isms. And but people keep saying it wasn't him, but he you're not realizing that like the people he surrounds himself around represents what he is for, what he wants to announce, what he wants to say. And one reason why he kept firing people during his presidency is because they wouldn't jump when he said jump. They wouldn't jump when he wanted to follow through with, like, we can only imagine. I'm thinking some of the stuff must have been racist, or like, this is my opinion though, but it must have been some of the isms with everything that I have heard from his own family members, from people that have quit, and people literally, if you're gonna call him a fascist, do you know how strong of a word that is? So part of me, I can only imagine. And then even reading Project 2025, it's like I didn't read the whole thing, but it's like, oh, like I had a goal, like each day I would read a certain amount, but then trying to record the videos and then write the novel and work on my projects and physical therapy, blah blah blah. It's like I haven't been able to do it every single day. But some of the parts that I have read, and then especially, like, they already want to ban books, but then they want to ban and take out education. Why do you think that is? Especially they keep banning books that are written by people of color, that talk about the people of color experience and racism and bigotry. Why do you think that is? In Florida, DeSantis, why do you think he wants to turn around and restructure how they explain slavery? And then that one, Pro Purdue University or something, yeah. It's like, why do you think that they changed around how even racism and slavery, it's like some of them, they blame the racism on the people of color. They keep doing that. But they want that to be the educational resource, because they are trying to brainwash and change students to the point where they're ignorant and they're following along with things that are not factual, in my opinion. This is all in my opinion, but it's like I watched some of those videos a couple years ago because I was just like, okay, what do they say about the racism? What do they say about the inner cities? Oh, there's a video about the inner city that disgusted me. But these are all people that are in Trump's circle. These are people who Trump likes. And it's like, oh, and then also the black guy from North Carolina who wants to bring slavery back. That doesn't sound racist to you? He wants to be a black Nazi. That doesn't sound racist to you? But then what did Trump say about him? Because yeah, it's like they keep saying it wasn't Trump, but how many in his direct circle have said and or reenacted racist, horrible things, and then he applauds them? or basically gives them a gold star, thanking them for them being able to say what he wants to, probably, in my opinion. This is all in my opinion, but it's just shocking with how many racist comments, how much bigotry and awful, inhumane comments. Because what kind of person would call people garbage? How low do you have to go to call someone garbage? And even with some of Trump's history that I've stated in other videos, it's like the Parkland Five. What did he say about them when they got released from prison, when they were found innocent? What did he apologize? No. No, he did not apologize. What did he do with Black Lives Matter? No. So put the pieces together, because so many people say how loving and how uniting he is. Having a comedian come up that represents you in your rally say and call people garbage, and then he called what did Trump call Africa? An S-hole country? Yeah. So we've got to wake up. And it's just crazy because I keep remembering this one message where this guy was like, you don't have your own thought in your brain. You're not able to think for yourself. And if he only knew. And I know I brought this up in a recent video, but it's because I think I just found the screenshot. Either that, or for some reason I thought about it because I loaded up 20 to 30, like, some are catfish, but I loaded up a lot of new photos to put in the videos because I want you guys to see as many as possible. I have, like I said, I have so many. It's really sad because they keep hating on me, but then while they hate on me, they prove my point even more. Bigotry and racism is disgusting and ugly. But then a lot of them say they're Christians. I want to know what the Christian Republican people are saying about that joke. It's like, especially all the verses where they say, treat thy neighbor as themselves. So if you're laughing, if you think it's funny, okay, so if treat thy neighbor as yourself, so if you think they're trash, you must be trash too then. Think about that. And in the Bible, it'll be given unto you. It's like, I mean, especially with like giving to the poor and things like that, that's all in the Bible. If we have a country and a territory that needs our help, why don't we help them? But I'm just flabbergasted. It's like and these men hate on me for being a progressive liberal Democrat, and I do it because I love people and I want the best for people. I want to be like, once I'm able to get my business together, I don't want to be a Elon Musk. I don't want to be one of these billionaires who, like, okay, that's a different story for a different day. But I want to give from my heart, and I want to show how, like, I want to be once I'm able to work my tush off with all of my streams, I will be able to get out there and help, especially with nonprofits that cater for people with disabilities. And just, it's just really sad because with what Trump's nephew said about him, when, like, with what he called and said about his nephew or his nephew's son, and then how he said Braille is ugly and he refused to put in the Trump Tower, so they basically had to go behind his back and put it in there because, yeah, that's against the law. And blind people are people too. And there's just so much. But when I woke up this morning and I heard that, oh my gosh, I was so frustrated because people are people. We all have beating hearts. We all Like, we may not speak the same languages or have the same exact day to day, like, cultural things and everything, but does that make one human less valuable than the other? Because when you look at the history, we are all immigrants at one time. My ancestors, like on my mom's side, on my father's side, it's like we are all the blood of immigrants. Native Americans are the true people of this country. So, if we are all the blood of immigrants, maybe we need to hold back with these awful, inhumane jokes. Calling someone garbage, calling an entire nation, country garbage. That is disgusting. That is humiliating. Do we want a president that actually does this? And that's what I keep thinking. People are jumping up to vote for a man who, yeah, he did not say it, but look at the pattern. He did not say this, but listen and look and observe. Listen, like, oh, eating of the cats and dogs, duh, oh my gosh. Yeah, he said that in a speech. So for anybody who says, oh, he probably doesn't feel like that, oh, yeah, listen to what they said about the cats and dogs in Ohio, to the point where there were threats and people were being harassed and hurt and everything. Yeah. Do you know how just inhumane that is, and disgusting and vile and just vulgar that is? So, anyway, this is the Handicapable Black Woman. I am a woman, I'm of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. None of us are garbage, and none of Puerto Rico, none of y'all are garbage. Mm-mm. No, don't take that. No. So let's go and vote. Let's vote. And while, like, after this, like, please, yeah, Kamala, like, let's make Puerto Rico amazing and great and able for them to show off how wonderful the people of that country is. It's like, let's be able to brag about the beautiful country of Puerto Rico and the beautiful and amazing people of that country. And let let let's let this awful joke disappear. The ignorance. Oh my gosh. So take care. Work on your dreams. And yeah, don't call someone garbage. Don't.